Hey y'all, I'm Brer Sam, and this is one of my movie reviews. So in this review, I'm gonna review the Austin Powers trilogy, all three movies in one video. And the first thing I gotta say is I do not have a good history with this trilogy. I watched it years ago. I watched the first two, but I could not bring myself to watch the third one because I just hate them. But I do know that they have their fans, and my dad really likes the first one at least, so I thought I'd review him so I wouldn't have to do them by popular demand, if you know what I mean. Okay, so the stories, in the first one you got Austin Powers, International Man of Mystery, and it opens with Austin Powers being brought back to life because he's been cryogenically frozen for 30 years. And since he was brought back to life in the 90s and he was frozen in the 60s, he's really out of touch with the times. So this woman, Vanessa, is hired to get him used to the 90s and sort of help him accommodate with what's going on and what's basically what's gone that wasn't in the 60s, like people who died or whatnot. And yeah, it's kind of basic that way. And meanwhile, you have the villain, Dr. Evil, and he's the real reason Austin was cryogenically frozen, so he'd be able to battle him in the future. Which, for me, it raises a lot of questions. Like, is Dr. Evil supposed to be immortal? I don't know. I just never picked up on that. So for this first movie, my dad said it's hilarious, but I just found it cringeworthy. Cringeworthy because the story is just bland. It's just a guy who's out of touch with the times needing to get used to the modern day. How much more typical can you get? And Dr. Evil scared the ever-loving bejesus out of me when I first watched it. It ends with him in a freezing chamber with his cat with icicles hanging down. Oh god, that would talk about terrifying. Yeah, so the first one was honestly boring. The romance between Austin and Vanessa, they do get married in the end, so that's all well and good, but it's unrealistic. And Austin's character, he's got a cool job. He's a secret agent, and I usually like secret agent stuff, but he just doesn't do anything. Every time you see him, he's not really paying attention to what Vanessa is trying to teach him or whatnot. He's just fawning over women like a shagadelic in the 60s. Yeah, shagadelic. That's a term I picked up from from some 60s stuff. But the only good point that I really found in Austin's character, is that he was modeled after Peter Asher, one of my favorite 60s performers, and I had the pleasure of meeting Peter Asher, like I've said in other videos, and he's a really nice guy, but if they were gonna model Austin Powers after this guy, they could have at least given him some manners. So yeah, good appearance reference model, terrible character. So that's my take on the first one. It's bland, it's creepy, and it's just gross. So the second one, you have The Spy Who Shagged Me, and that's a parody of the James Bond title, The Spy Who Loved Me, and it doesn't follow the James Bond movie per se, but obviously it's worse than the first one, because sequels aren't typically as good as the first one. But since the first one was awful to me, the second one had to be really awful. And it is. Because first of all, the fact that Vanessa turns out to be a robot, it kind of ruins the romance of the first one and just makes it even less realistic. And Austin's reaction is just so selfish. Oh my god, my wife is a robot. I'm single! Oh, brother. So yeah, I did not like that, and Dr. Evil is back, and he basically goes either back or forward in time. I can't really remember, but he steals something of Austin's that he calls his mojo. And Austin gets a new girlfriend, and they fight Dr. Evil to get it back, and oh god. It's just as confusing and, like I said, kind of frightening as the first one. And so I hate it. Still hate it. And the third one is Goldmember, where Austin has to go back in time and rescue his father, I think. And again, he gets a new girlfriend played by Beyonce of all people. Yes, I didn't actually watch the third one because I told you, I hate these movies. I can't watch them for the life of me. I just hate them. So I didn't watch the third one, and also my father thinks it's the worst of the three of them, so not worth it. So now that I've gone over the stories, the first thing to talk about is why I hate them so much. I first watched them years ago, and I wanted to like them, but you heard me. They're really bad. And the cast is attractive. It's got people like Clint Howard and Michael York, Robert Wagner, Will Ferrell, Michael Caine as Austin's father. I mean, paying the extra money for him in that role, ugh. I mean, I like Michael Caine, but ugh. And I feel like the third one just hired a bunch of cameos to make it seem interesting, but it's not. It's really not. The reason for that is that they were produced and starred Mike Myers. Yeah, I do not enjoy Mike Myers. I mean, Shrek is kind of an exception because it's DreamWorks. I like animated movies, and it's got Donkey. He's a good character. But the rest of his movies are just repugnant, and these are the worst ones. And Austin isn't much of a character. All he does is shag women and basically just absolutely nothing interesting. And while you might be surprised that I don't like this movie because of the 60s themes, I love the 60s, and the whole fembot thing, that came from The Bionic Woman, one of my mom's favorites. And I do like those themes, but what Mike Myers tried to do with them is just not interesting, and like I said, disgusting and frightening. Yeah, so good themes get totally botched. And like I said, Dr. Evil is terrifying. And in the sequels, he makes a miniature clone of himself who's even scarier. But you do have to kind of give Vern Troyer some credit because he kind of made like a prop, a character because of his performance. Like, I remember hearing that he was supposed to die in at the end of the second one, but Mike Myers thought his performance was so good, like, he just let him live. And I'm like, okay, that's impressive. And I also heard a couple of interviews where Vern Troyer said some kind of respectable things, like being typecast as a short person isn't that great, but in the end it's a paycheck, and I'm like, okay, I respect that or whatever. And he did cry on camera when Heath Ledger died, so at least he's sentimental. But at the same time, if I wanted to watch a short person on screen, I'd say I'm more of a Deep Roy kind of girl, either him or Warwick Davis, because come on, they're better. So yeah, these movies have attractive casts, and Mike Myers obviously knew where to get his material. He's got some taste, but he just has no idea how to use them. When you look at other movies like Wayne's World or The Cat in the Hat, like he gets his material from good stuff, but all he does with it is just turn into a sexual revolt that's just unbearable to watch. So yeah, because I guess you can tell from the last like 10 minutes of this video, I do not like the Austin Powers trilogy at all. They just go from one disgusting joke to another disgusting joke. Although I do like one joke from the second one where Austin's girlfriend asks this guy with a gun, before you kill us, are you happy? And the guy says, of course not. I'm a big fat slob. And I kind of liked the way he said that. That's all right. And I did like the line in the first one where Dr. Evil says, I didn't go to evil medical school to be called Mr. Evil. That one was clever. But the rest of the jokes are just gross. That's the best word to describe anything from these movies. Yeah. Even the cast or the themes do not make up for it. When I first watched them, I could not sleep for months. They scared me so bad. And looking at them years later, even without watching them, I think they're disgusting. I just read the quotes on IMDb and I'm like, okay, these are not worth watching. Yeah. So if you're a Mike Myers fan, this kind of is his trademark, so I'm not going to stop you. But at the same time, I would not recommend him. I just wouldn't. Okay, I'm glad I got all this off my chest, and I'm glad that I got this out of my bucket list before it ended up on it. So you got a review of all 3 movies in one video, so don't go asking for them, please. Oh, so thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see y'all later. Bye!